In the turbulent Middle Ages, there was a mysterious organization that fought against tyranny and protected civilians. However, their methods involved assassination. The ALA game Assassin's Creed is based on them. This is the assassin organization that struck fear throughout the Middle East. Assassins. In 1192, during the Third Crusade, Conrad, who had only been king of Jerusalem for 4 days, was plotting how to drive the Muslims out of the Holy City. At this moment, a messenger claiming to be from Constantinople requested an audience. However, what this not yet crowned king received was not congratulations from the Byzantine emperor, but rather... But this assassin didn't seem to intend to escape. Instead, he faced his impending death with complete indifference. In 1118, Sultan Sanjar of the Seljuk Empire planned to attack the assassin's stronghold at Alamut Castle. Faced with this fortress, which was as impregnable as it was strategically located, the Sultan decided to launch a full-scale assault the next day. That night, the Sultan camped nearby with strict security around his tent and went to sleep feeling at ease. Kings, bishops, sultans, caliphs, regardless of their status or faith, anyone who dared to oppose the assassins would become a target for assassination. Moreover, the assassins only killed the powerful, never civilians. The common people relied on him and even worshipped him, while those in power hated and feared him. The assassins maintained the delicate political balance in the Middle East with an aggressively defensive stance. Hassan-i-Sabah was the founder of the assassins, but he never called himself an assassin. Instead, he referred to himself as a Nizari, a very small sect within Islam. Compared to the Crusaders, the Muslim world hated the Nizari heretics even more. The Shiites of the Fatimid Caliphate could not tolerate him, and when he fled to the Sunni Seljuk Empire, they were even more determined to eliminate him. Hassan led his followers in constant flight, evading the relentless pursuit of various powers. At last, they found their foothold on the southern shore of the Caspian Sea, the fortress of Alamat. From then on, Hassan secluded himself from the outside world, earning the nickname, the Old Man of the Mountain. To survive in such a desperate situation, surrounded by enemies on all sides, he had no choice but to resort to extreme measures. The orphans Hassan had raised since childhood would be trained here to become elite assassins. According to Marco Polo, after reaching adulthood, they would be drugged with hashish. They would be taken to a secret garden filled with endless delicacies, beautiful women, and treasures. After indulging themselves for several days, these young men would be drugged again and brought back to the fortress. Hassan would tell them that this was paradise, and that nothing in the world had any meaning. The only thing that mattered was to obey the leader's orders unconditionally. Only then could one enter paradise. Rumors spread that the assassins used hashish, and their political enemies began to call them assassins, meaning hashish eaters. At the same time, Hassan's followers spread their faith everywhere. Just as they had seized Alamut Castle, they gained control over surrounding areas by converting people without shedding a drop of blood. They hid among the crowds and infiltrated the ranks of political leaders. Although not yet fully witnessed, they became a shadow government, a state within a state, parasitizing the various regimes of the Middle East. Over the course of a century, the powers entrenched in the Middle East rose and fell, but only the assassins remained unshaken, even expanding their influence into the Syrian region. Their assassinations evolved from acts of self-preservation into a commercial service. Fair to all, their missions were always accomplished. This delicate political balance had lasted for a century until an unspeakable and terrifying figure appeared on the eastern horizon. In 1251, Mungke ascended the throne. The great Khan of the Mongol Empire sought to completely conquer the Asian continent, and for the first time, the entire West Asia region was united. Factions that had been entangled in conflict for 100 years rushed to form alliances, standing together to resist the Mongol cavalry. The assassins launched large-scale assassination attempts against Mungke, but none of them ever returned. In the face of such provocation, Mungke ordered his brother, Sequence 55, to launch the third major Western campaign. The main mission, conquer West Asia. Side mission, eliminate the assassins. Under the leadership of Sequence, the Mongol army swept through almost the entire West Asian region with unstoppable force, pressing straight toward the assassins' stronghold. In 1256, Alamut Castle announced its surrender and opened its gates, giving up resistance. Sequence accepted their surrender as a conqueror, just as Hassan had proudly taken control of Alamut Castle a century earlier. However, Sequence did not find the legendary paradise or endless treasures, but only a vast collection of books and devoted followers. This time, Sequence did not honor his promise to treat the assassins with leniency. He ordered the execution of all assassins and the complete destruction of Alamut Castle. Thus, the assassin dynasty that had lasted for 166 years finally came to an end. All traces of the assassins were thoroughly erased, as if they had never existed.